Oh, minus 13 minutes nominal launch countdown proceeding with Ares D2 2422. All minus 11 minutes. Terminal count beginning soon. T minus 10 minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live mission broadcast, the official test launch of the Ares Development 2 vehicle. You're looking at a live view from SG-1 or Space Gateway 1 on the USFA SFS world, and the extended mech tower that is configured for the Ares D2 vehicle. Just a few days ago, we completed a full capacity static fire on all 5 Sabertooth 2.0 engines, and the test proceeded nominally. We are hoping for nominal liftoff and nominal mission for tonight, and overall a successful launch and recovery of both the first and second stage. The fairings on this flight are test fairings that are testing a test out payload, and they will not be recovered. So only 85% of this rocket will be recovered tonight. But in future missions and streamlined missions, we will have official fairing recoveries on every single mission. Tonight, the fairings are not configured for recovery and will crash into the ocean to the east of the launch zone. The first stage here is still filling up on propellant. The second stage at the top is just finished propellant loading about 2 seconds ago. And the first stage will finish propellant loading at around T-minus 5 minutes before launch. And at T-minus 2 minutes, we'll have the just usual go-no-go pull for the launch. And as of last night, there was we did avoid last night's launch due to apparent reasons that we cannot discuss on stream. If you would like more information about why we aborted that launch for last night, look on our Twitter at USFA_SFS on Twitter, all lowercase. And if we zoom out here to the right of us, you can see the ABBI mission, or ABBY for short, which is the Asteroid-Built Biological Infoscanner satellite that is a small sat rideshare mission that will be launching into heliocentric orbit on board the Falcon 9 and B1008. This launch has been rescheduled for Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And as you're seeing on the top of your screen is the Ares D2 payload fairing, which is holding today's test payload, which weighs approximately 8.5 tons. Which is not a heavy payload for the Ares D2, but we are hoping for light loads today as the Ares D2 is still under production, and this is only a test flight before we can fully produce the Ares D2 and roll them out across the USFA SFS world and launch them for periodical missions. And right now you were looking at second stage, or SS01, which stands for Second Stage 1. And this is the first ever production second stage on the USFA SFS channel from the Ares D2 launch vehicle. And it feels weird to name these second stages because you don't really recover second stages too often. So this is a really cool feat for us. And right now you were looking at booster 2422, which is the first launch date of the booster, which is what every single booster would be named after, is its first launch date. So this is B2422, or booster 2422, that stands for February 24th of 2022. And we will be looking to boost back this booster and land it on LZ1 to the west of the launch zone. The second stage will continue in nominal orbit and then perform a deorbit burn to land it on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship position east from the launch zone. Ares D2 first stage propellant load complete. And the first stage is fully loaded on propellant, as you've just heard the call out. And we are now standing at T-minus 3 minutes and 50 seconds until launch. And as we all know, we have been waiting for this launch for approximately 8 to 9 days. And tonight is the night that we officially test out the Ares D2 vehicle. The Ares D2 is approximately 40% smaller than the Ares 4 at 50% plus the capability and maneuverability and effectiveness of the Ares 4. And it is also nearly the same height as the Falcon 9. It stands just a little bit taller than the Falcon 9 at 32 meters. T minus 3 minutes. We will stand by for the go no go poll at T minus 2 minutes. Launch tower clamps retracted. T minus 2 minutes. Official go no go poll. Ares D2. Go. All systems are green. We are go for the test flight. SG1. Go. Weather clearance. Weather clearance is at 90% favorable. Everything continues in the green. You are go for launch. Recovery. Recovery zone is a green. Range. Range is good. Launch directory team. Launch directory states green. You are go for launch. Go Ares D2 and go USFA SFS. Godspeed. And we are go for the launch tonight, and we stand at T minus 1 minute and 27 seconds until Ares D2 lifts off the Earth's crust for the very first time. T minus 1 minute, Ares D2 has entered startup. T minus 40. T minus 30 terminal count. T minus 20 standby for terminal count. T minus 15. And T minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition sequence start. Ares D2, successful liftoff. Ares D2 is under the tower. And as you can see here on your screen, Ares D2 or Ares Development 2 has just lifted off the launch pad at SG1 or Space Gateway 1 at the USFA SFS launch pad. Vehicles pitching downrange. All 5 Sabertooth 2.0 engines have lifted Ares D2 off the Earth's crust for the first time. Sabertooth 2.0 chamber pressure nominal. Chamber pressure remains nominal. We will be throttling down for maximum dynamic pressure soon. Godspeed, USFA, SFS, and Ares D2. Amazing sight. Ares D2 has just lifted off the launch pad for the very first time. Five kilometers in altitude. Begin throttle down for maximum dynamic pressure. Completely throttle down for maximum aerodynamic pressure. Begin throttle up. Vehicles pass through the max Q, beginning throttle up. Chamber pressure nominal. Ares D2 has reached supersonic speeds for the very first time. Shutdown of the first stage confirmed. Stage separation. SVAC plus engines ignitions have been confirmed, and we are now boosting the second stage up to a 500-kilometer orbit. Fairing separation confirmed. Fairing separation is normal. Ares D2 is continuing down its nominal flight path and trajectory. And both two SVAC plus engines have ignited in the vacuum of space successfully for the first time in history. And the Ares D2 has reached space, and it is going on its mission to deploy its payload. Nominal insertion orbit complete. And here's the Ares D2 first stage on your screen. We see here performing its boost back burn. Ares D2 first stage boost back burn complete. And wow, amazing succession of events. I'm speechless. The Ares D2 is lifted off successfully, and the mission is continuing nominally at the moment. We are hoping for successful recovery of the first and second stage on this flight and successful deployment of the test payload. Nominal trajectory and abort sequence for the first stage is been terminated. There's no need for an abort. The first stage seems nominal, and it's continuing down its nominal flight path and on its recovery trajectory for LZ1. As you can see, the grid fins are deployed. These grid fins are about two times the size of the Falcon 9's grid fins, at about 9 feet long on each grid fin. Now these grid fins are made to be a ginormous size to slow down the ablative cooling process on the Sabertooth 2.0 engines, which basically means the engine is burning itself alive but is repaired after every flight using carbon composites. T plus 7 minutes into flight. The second stage is continuing nominally across its flight path. Ares D2 first stage has re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. Re-entry burn startup. And reentry burn shut down. Ares D2's first stage is following a nominal trajectory. Landing burn startup. Landing legs deployed. And successful first stage recovery of the Ares D2 first stage. Booster 2422 has completed its first mission on the USFA SFS channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a historic moment. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, everyone, that was a wonderful moment. As you can see here, the Ares D2 first stage shines in all of its glory as the soot was very obvious on the first stage. Wow. Wow, we are absolutely speechless after that. That was an amazing event that has just occurred on your screen there. And at approximately 500 kilometers, we will have the payload separation and then the deorbit burn that will boost our uh, second stage back down to Earth to complete its mission. And this payload tester is not meant to reach a full orbit. It is only just going to be bob deployed at 500 kilometers, which means it will bob up into orbit and then crash back down into the ocean at Point Nemo. And the second stage and its payload Bob will be deployed here shortly. Payload tester has been deployed. Ares D2's second stage has deployed its first payload. Reorientation of the second stage is taking place on your screen now. Second stage, boost back burn, start up. Second stage boost back burn shutdown, and we will have to perform a small course correction burn with the RCS thrusters, which is taking place on your screen now. Because the SVAC engine's shutdown process does take a little bit, and the computers have not fully overcome this issue yet, so it does overshoot the landing zone just a little bit. Course correction burn completed. Reorientating the booster for the re-entry. And we will speed up the process now because we do not have too much time tonight for this launch. So we will speed up some of the processes just a little bit for today's launch. And as you can see, the second stage is flying in at Earth at a whopping 1.7 thousand meters per second, which is approximately 1.7 kilometers per second, which is very fast, and we need to slow down a blazing bit, which is why we're going to start up the re-entry burn as soon as we hit the upper part of the atmosphere. SVAC engine ignition confirmed. Aerodynamic forces will also help us out a lot for this recovery. And it looks like the second stage has survived re-entry on Earth's atmosphere, coming in at a whopping 1.8 thousand meters per second, and is now slowing down to land on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship. Landing burn startup. As you can see, the Just Read the Instructions drone ship is popping into view down there at the bottom of your screen. Oh, baby. Landing leg deployment on the second stage has been confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, the second stage for the Ares D2 rocket SS-01 has just been recovered on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship. What a historic moment tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing test flight that we have just witnessed on our screen now. Booster 2422 and Booster SS-01 have both flown and landed on their first ever mission. The payload tester has sent us back nominal data and is now preparing for Crashdown Point Nemo. We have gotten all the data we've needed for launch, and the computers will now be recalibrated for the first ever payload launch that will be taking place in March. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining tonight for this historic moment, and we will see you on the next stream. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.